Hey guys, I got another Supra video for you. This is an automatic shifter off a Supra. So these are on the non-turbo Supras from 93 to 2002 and the twin turbo Supras from 93 to 98. After 98, they're Tiptronic, so they've got a different knob. A lot of people message me with how to pull these apart. They're a bit complicated to get apart, and if you haven't played with cars much before, you might struggle a bit. So I'm going to do a bit of a tutorial on how to pull it apart and change the knob. So normally this will be bolted in your car, and there's 4 mounting points. So this bolts to the floor pan, so it's a little bit hard to get to these things at the bottom. So you should pull the shifter surround, which sits around this, you should pull that out, and then you can access the connectors down the bottom. The hardest part is to de-pin this connector and pull the wires through. The actual getting this knob off is not that difficult. So first of all, you start with this cover. Now you're probably going to mark it, the leather, but it doesn't matter because you changed it anyway. So you just got to try not to mark the plastic, and you just got to pry that off, and that pops off, and that's got the overdrive button in it. And then next, this is the connector for it. So it sits at the front right. It's got 4 wires in it, but only 2 of them are for the overdrive switch. So what you want to do is just pop that out. Pop it out like that. And now you need these tools to de-pin them. You can buy them off eBay. They're pretty cheap. They're only $5 or something. So this has got a light in it as well. So to make this easier, disconnect the light and then feed the wire across to the left-hand side. That'll just slide under there and pull out. So now you have a bit more length to play with. So there's a white locking plug in here, so you just have to pry that out. And then you take your pin removal tools, and you want the one which looks like this. And then you take that, and then the 2 white wires are on that side. So then it's a bit hard to see because of the bad lighting. It's a bit hard for me to see. But you just pry down. And the pins simply pull out like that. Now you unpin the 2 white wires and they come out like that, and then that's free. And then if you see here, these 2 little ties, little plastic ties that hold the wiring secure. So you just pull it out of them, lift that up, and now the wiring's free. Now there's another little clip just there, and you can just pop that out, so you can pull it through. So it'll pull through. And now to remove the top piece, you just push down on that cover. And you'll notice there's a Phillips head screw in there. You just undo that screw. Make sure you don't lose it in your car. If you drop it, it'll be hard to get it out without a magnet. And there's another one on the front. Yeah, undo those 2 screws. Just put it on the table. And that'll simply slide up, and you can pull that off the top like that. So this is the old shifter, and this is the retrim shifter. You can see they're exactly the same. All you got to do is pull the wiring through. It's a bit of a tight fit. trick to getting these through is do one at a time. And then this cover here just needs to be popped off very carefully. That pops off. So you can see these two tabs on the side, and that thing's split. So the two locking tabs on either side. So you just need to kind of pry them apart and get it to dislodge from each one. So then you clip that onto the new one. And then you feed your wires back through here. One at a time. Don't clip that on yet. Now you need to put this back onto here first. Feed the wires down the side. Just pull those wires. It's a bit hard to get your fingers in there. Just have to feed those wires down through. So they need to come out through. Coat some out through there. There we go. Alrighty. Now you just got to press that button to locate it, the plastic piece, and then it's just a matter of putting the screws back in. If I don't clip it. There we go. Okay, so you line that up. Put your full set screw back in. You can feel once the screw lines up, and then that one. So don't do the first screw up tight until you get the second screw started. Okay, so that one's started, so you can tighten down on that one, and tighten down on that one, and then you simply pull that up so it locks in. And then you can push that back in, and then it's just a matter of running the wires back underneath, so that pushes into there. Gotta do that other one first. So you can see that loop down the bottom. Feed straight through there. and then back through the 2 loops. And you just turn them so they lock in. And then you take the connector, and it doesn't matter which way they go because they're both, it's normally open switch, so you don't need to mark which way it went. And they simply click back in. And then you put your retainer back in there, don't lose it. And then you feed that back underneath, through there. Click that back into its spot, and then put the bulb back in its spot, and that's it, all done. All finished. Works as it should. Looks brand new.